Directaid Association The Gambia, formerly African Muslim Agency, is an international non-governmental organization that started its activities in 1981 as a voluntary non-governmental organization interested in development of Africa. Its target is to carry out development works for disadvantaged communities, needy social groups, the sick, orphans, victims of disaster and famines, and other activities of righteousness and goodness. This agency, on Wednesday, the 2nd of September 2020, donated some personal protection equipments to the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education as part of their contribution in the fight against coronavirus pandemic in the country, and also help the ministry as they prepare for school reopening after a long break.
We are gathered here today to do a presentation of materials to the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. This came on the heels of a request that this office, Directaid The Gambia, received from the Ministry of Education some 3 weeks ago. Directaid The Gambia is a strategic partner to Ministry of Education. Strategic, I said strategic in the sense that we have 4 centers, and in each of these 4 centers we have schools. So we consider ourselves as part of the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education because we are operating directly under them. And the partnership started some 3+ decades ago. This afternoon, you will receive, as part of your request, liquid bleach, hand sanitizers, 350 ml, 500 ml also, water container and face masks.
These items consist of 150 liquid bleach and soap, 300 hand sanitizers, 300 water containers, and 6,000 face masks.
We believe in Directaid that the fight against Covid-19 cannot be done alone. Either the ministry, Directaid, or whoever is capable of fighting it. Nobody is capable of fighting it without getting together with other partners. As the Ministry of Education is a solid partner for Directaid, and we are all concerned with the health and the protection of our dear students in the schools in the Gambia. We think that donating these items will help and assist in the efforts of the Ministry of Basic Education to fight and to make life easier for the students, and maybe to make the return of our beloved children and students to their school in a very appropriate manner, in a very safe environment. We hope that although this is not a substantial donation, but we think it will at least reduce the burden over the ministry and the families to fight against this pandemic. We hope that you will accept this, and we hope and will to do more given the situation in Kuwait and over the world. We hope to do more, inshallah. If we get any other funds or any other assistance, we'll convey parts of it to you, inshallah. As we said before, that this is going to go directly to the beneficiaries who are at the most and in front of all the students themselves and maybe their families, maybe somewhere else in the schools, but it is in your hands. I hope that you will make the full use of this donation, hoping that we'll get more, inshallah.
Deputy Permanent Secretary, Admin and Finance, Mr. Jerry Sanyan, received this donation on behalf of the Ministry.
I am indeed very pleased and honored to represent the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education on this auspicious occasion of receiving this noble gesture from Directaid, the Gambia. Directaid is indeed a strategic partner of the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. Yes, the agency is intervening in various sectors of the country. Health is one of them, relief is another. But your strategic role in the education sector is indeed recognized and applaudable. You have different centers, all accommodating needy Gambians, some to the level of senior secondary school. Indeed, that is laudable. We at the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education do know that government alone cannot provide the much needed education services. In so being the case, we opened our doors to other interventions. One of them from the NGO community and the private sector as well. For several decades, Directaid has been operating in the country and in the sector as well. Today, with the coming of the pandemic, the ministry approached various sectors, various stakeholders to assist in the provision of the much needed items for the observation of WHO and Ministry of Health requirements and recommendations. Today we are gathered here to receive that donation to ensure that when our students go to school, they are, if not safer than at home, but at least safe, in a safe, very safe environment to receive their lessons. The ministry was challenged, and we realized it will be very challenging for us to provide those materials alone. And we approached partners who responded in various ways. We are happy that Directaid have joined the list of those partners as we speak today in a very big way. We are very much grateful and thankful, and want to assure you that these materials will go to the targeted groups. These are the schools and the children for that matter. And to conclude, on behalf of the minister who would have loved to be here and the permanent secretary who unfortunately was previously engaged and would have loved to come here, I want to thank you very much. And on behalf of the whole education sector, particularly the children who are going to benefit, I want to thank you very much, and through you to the donors and whoever might have contributed in one way or the other towards the fulfillment of this noble gesture. On that note, I want to thank you very much. Jazakumullahu khairan.
For MOPSIC Communication Unit, I am Tala Kamara.